Okay, so I'm guessing what you're getting at is you have a skin that looks something like this, and I'm just gonna zoom in on some details. Like you have those angles going all the way right because you use the lasso tool or something to select it. And that's not the way I do it. I only use the lasso tool for selecting stuff to delete and things. So okay, but let's see how this looks in Game Stalker. So I'm gonna compare it afterwards. Okay. Okay, so we're importing it to here now, and I'm just gonna give it a moment. Okay, so yeah, you can see those angles going all the way right, and you want the smooth curves. So the way to do this is to use the pen tool and to use it cleverly instead of just going on like a retard. And if what you're getting at is not this, then it is something to do with aligning across surfaces. And that I simply do by loading and reloading the skin like this, however many times it takes until it looks like I want it to look. But now, let's make this better. Right, so I'm gonna select the pen tool, which is P, and you can see my settings up the top. Um, I never use anything but this, and there's no changes made for anything specific. So let's see here. Okay, so we want basically the same position for this. So I'm just gonna make a new layer right away. And now we're gonna mark the area that we want to be white. Now you saw a bunch of different techniques used here. So what I did first was I clicked up the top at the point where I want my curve to start. Then I clicked and held the left mouse button down and dragged until the curve was defined approximately where I wanted it to be. And then I clicked down below where the skin is supposed to finish. Then I control plus click drag, and you can move the last vertex that you made. Now, then what I can do now is either just fill this curve in, or I can define where I want the curve to end. So I'm just going to define where I want it to end first. Good. So now we have a selected area, and this is done vector-based, whereas the lasso tool is pixel-based, and that's where the smooth curves come from. So you go to the tab to the right in your layer box that's called Paths, and if it's not there, you go to Window and Paths and make it visible. Right-click on your path and fill path. It's really that simple. And at the end, we deleted it. Now you can see you have a smooth curve here. So I'm going to remove the wireframe and then go into Game Stalker again, and we can compare. Right, so now we have a smooth curve all along the line. And that's really how simple it is. There's nothing magical to it. Um, there are some things with the pencil that you might want to look at. For instance, if I'm doing a spiky design, we're going to have to do some different things. And let's just go through that now so I don't have to explain it in text. Okay, so we're just going to make some spikes that go towards the front along the area that we've already made. Okay, so you saw me do some things that I didn't do before. Now, when I had made the first curve, let's just open it again. You can see that I made the first point and then the second point. And if you do that and you don't force it to stop following the curvature, then it will look like this. So that's no spike. We don't want that. So what you do is that you Alt and click the vertex before you make the next part of the curve. And then you can do whatever you like. Then it resets the curvature and you can just set it on the way it is. Okay. And you can see here smooth curves with well-defined pointy ends. So that's the way to do it. Hope you learned something from it. If not, then just write whatever you were actually trying to figure out. And once again, if it's across panels, like you can see up near the top of the door, near the door handle, and you want this design to continue, the only way to do that is simply just to try and try and try until it looks the way you want it to look. And because of the template quality, on some cars, namely in R-Factor 2, it's extremely difficult to make something that looks great from more than one angle across curvature. So for instance, a flat wheel arc, that's not going to be great. Okay, that's it.